it is manifestation. The essence of the tone today is manifestation. So why are you perfecting? Because you want to manifest. Why are you producing? Because you want to manifest. That's why. It's giving you a reason as far as the flow of the energy today. So if you feel very creative or if you feel very critical, it's an opportunity for you to perfect, produce, and manifest. Not just sit there and get mad and be frustrated and blame others. It's time to do something. And the day is supporting you in doing something. Now, if you come over here, we have the energy of the star, and the star is the power of elegance. So you're going to perfect in the power of elegance. So you're not just going to find out what you're going to say, you're going to say it in an elegant way. You're not just going to produce, you're going to produce it in an elegant way. You're not just going to manifest, you're going to manifest some elegance, right? And so let's look up the word elegant. And we have elegance. The quality of being graceful. Okay? So you're not going to be tactless. You're not going to say what I said and get mad and do all of those things. You're going to have some grace about you right here, because the star energy, it feels real graceful, real classy, real elegant. It's not time to get hood. It's not time to take it to the street. It's time to get in your power of elegance, whatever that looks like to you. Maybe it's your tone. Maybe it's your word choice. Maybe it's the way that you're dressing, okay? Elegance. The action is beautify. You're going to make your speech beautiful. You're going to make your tone beautiful. You're going to make your body beautiful. You're going to make what you're looking at beautiful. You're going to see it from the perspective of beauty, right? And how? You're going to beautify it. Is it going to look naturally beautiful to you? Maybe not. You need to beautify it. A relationship may need to be beautified. A thought process might need to be beautified. The way you're looking at your life might need to be beautified. There's a beautification power that should happen by you today. What do your thoughts look like? Are they beautiful? You need to beautify them, right? Find the beauty in all of it. There's a scripture that says, He will give me beauty for ashes. Let me look that up for you. Isaiah 61:3. And I love this. He's speaking to those that mourn. To give unto them beauty for ashes, the oil of joy for mourning, the garment of praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of God, that God might be glorified. Again, this is your Beauty to Ashes Day. Beauty for Ashes Day. This is an opportunity to get the oil of joy instead of mourning, the garment of praise for a spirit of heaviness, right? This is a way to beautify your existence. Joy, praise, beauty. And the essence of it is art. We create art every single moment, with every single breath, with every thought, with every action, with every word. Your life is art. And it is an opportunity to create something beautiful, something elegant, and to perfect it, to manifest it. Okay? That's what we're on today. Next, let's look at what our support system looks like. I'm just pulling it up. In the meantime, y'all good? Our support system. I'm guided by the power of intelligence today. So a lot of times you want to govern yourself by your emotion. And when I say emotion, I mean the energy you feel. You just want to go with the energy that you feel. Float along and go on the energy. If it feels good, do it. If it doesn't, don't. But that's not what's going on today. You want to be guided by the power of intelligence, emotional intelligence, mental intelligence, body intelligence, cosmic intelligence. Let that be your guide today. And so if you don't know what to do, you have the ability to question, because that's what the warrior offers us. What do I need to see? What do I need to know? What do I need to feel? What do I need to come into an awareness of? That's how you plug into intelligence, spiritual intelligence. You plug into your body. What is my body telling me about my nutritional needs? That's important. You say your body has intelligence, yet you don't listen to it. Now, when your body is craving sugar and fat, that doesn't mean go get sugar and fat. Sugar and fat gives you a certain kind of feeling, and that's what you want, because you must be existing in the opposite frequency, or else you wouldn't be wanting that. The question is, what kind of frequency do I need to get on, and is there another way? Is there a living food, a food for fuel that could bring me that same energy? And I guarantee you there is. All right, but this is not for people who feel lazy and decoding their body, because if you feel lazy and decoding your body and you just don't feel like doing that, when you want a donut, you're going to go get a donut and then feel yucky. You're going to eat all the fried foods and then feel yucky. And I'm giving you intelligence. Be guided by this. Today, when you want a soda, today, when you just want that dessert, ask yourself what frequency, what outcome. Imagine yourself eating it, and how will you feel after? That's what you're trying to attain. So instead of going for the thing that is counterproductive, be guided by the power of your intelligence, your body's intelligence, and go ahead and find out how to put yourself in that frequency. That's our guide. We have a support in the monkey. There's magic, there's play, there's illusion today. Sometimes you have to be in the magic of life to enjoy it, because the heaviness of it would just take over. It will be an all-consuming fire. And so you have to look at the wonder of things. Sit down and think. Like for me, I was watching a documentary last week on the sun, and I've always had this idea that the sun is ancient, right? And the sun has been around for however long, and that has always enamored me. But when I watched this documentary, it added a little bit more seasoning to that feeling of being enamored, right? And the idea is that a ray of sunlight began at the center of the sun. It had to make its way to the outer layers of the sun, and that took millions of years to get there. So the light that you're seeing is millions of years old. It's ancient. It is coded with information. But if you just take the sun for granted, you just say, I'm hot, and run inside. If you take the sun for granted, you go put on your sunglasses and go walk somewhere. But if you allow yourself to indulge in the magic of life, then you realize the light that you see is ancient, and it's coded in an ancient way. It's pre-verbal. It's pre-language. It's something to be experienced, and that's why you go out there. But here's the thing. Once the photon makes it to the surface of the sun, I'm letting that pass. Once the photon makes it to the surface of the sun, it takes 8 minutes to get here. It takes 8 minutes to get you this ancient message. You got to place yourself in the magic of this life. Water is ancient. The moon is ancient. The earth is ancient. The wind is ancient. The trees are ancient. What does that mean to you? The way that energy moves is ancient. When you understand this, Dr. Joe Dispenza put it like this: you become less matter and more energy. And what we mean by this is when you plug into this 3D reality, you identify with it. Identifying with this 3D reality is saying that This is all there is. This is all I got. There's nothing more. Okay? Hold on one second. Let me open this gate. So it's not working, so they make you.
Oh, see, they don't tell anything you let it go around. Usually you do where you plug it now, get it, and then you try to figure out how to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Then you say, go around somewhere and get in.
All right. So when you plug into this 3D reality, you get caught up in everything that's happening, that's not happening, what people are saying, what people are doing, what they ain't doing, what you didn't like that they did, and you become very contracted in your energy. And therefore, you are localized into your one situation and you can't come out of it. You can't come out of it. Because it's not a God view, it's a human view. But remember what season we're in? We're in the eagle's eye perspective. So we have an opportunity to not only experience this world as a human, but also we have the opportunity to overstand it. That's the magic of the monkey. It's also a childlike play. Go splash some water instead of fuss, because fussing is not changing it anyway. Go get on a slip and slide. Go run in the rain. Go take a piece of cake and just eat it without a fork. I don't know. Do something else today. The inner child that is in wonder and fun and play. Do something you wouldn't normally do. What I plan to do is plunge into this ice cold water today. I watched Jordan just jump in it and she'd be so delighted. And I don't like cold. I don't. It's like it sends my body into a shock or something. But I'm going to jump right in the middle of it. You danced in the rain yesterday. Ashe, what else? What are you going to do today? You can pick dandelions and make a wish. Or play with a dragonfly. Or a skateboard, or a skate, or something like that. You know, be playful today. Make jokes. Don't take yourself too seriously. You mess up, laugh at it. Let it go. Be in happy baby pose if you like yoga and asanas. Okay? That's an opportunity. The challenge today, though, is being plugged into this 3D reality. You're looking at what you don't have, what you need, what's not there yet, what you have to do, that's very available. That's the challenge. And so the answer to that is endlessness. Endlessness. There are endless possibilities, infinite possibilities that are very probable. This is an invitation to come out of anxiety. This is an invitation to come out of worry and surrender to the unknown and put one foot in front of the other. We never know what's going to happen. Even when you have the best plans, we never know what is going to happen. It makes me think back to when everything shut down. There were people who had been in their careers for decades. They couldn't work. Just like the person who had just started their business couldn't work, right? And so my point is, you could have the best plans. You could be on the best track. And there's a sharp turn that you must take. And it may feel like regression, but it's actually progress. It's actually progress. And you're going to be challenged to see it that way. I'm 47 now. When I was going into my 41st year, I was in a separation and a divorce, right? And I had been a stay-at-home mom, although I was an entrepreneur. That wasn't my sole stream of income. My husband was my sole stream of income. And so we had a beautiful house. 8 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, finished basement that was an apartment that I used as my studio, a lake in the backyard, the cars, all of the things. And so when I separated and went into the divorce, I was number one, brand new in my business, so I didn't have a lot of money saved. And I moved from there into an apartment space. And I spent a lot of time recalibrating because it felt like I had went backward. I took the oldest vehicle we had for my own reasons. And I started saying to myself, you had so much more. You had this, you had this, you had that. You had your family, you had X, Y, and Z. Are you going backwards? That's what happens when you are very plugged into the 3D reality and time. You can't see straight. You see progress as regression. You see success as failure. It just flips you upside down, right? I wasn't going backwards. I was moving forward in my business, and my business became my sole income, right? Where I didn't have to work for anyone else and haven't since. I was able to homeschool my children and do that. Not only that, I was free then to become the truest expression of myself. And that is progress. When you're plugged into this 3D reality, what you have indicates progress. What you have achieved indicates progress. But when you are in the framework of endlessness and timelessness, you realize this lifetime that we're living is like a grain of sand on the beach. It's like a grain of sand on the beach. Endlessness. So don't go into lack today. Don't go into looking at things as a regression. Move forward. Reflect. Look back on where you came from. Yes. What lessons did you learn? How did those lessons propel you forward? How did those lessons benefit you? Instead of looking back in regret or looking back in disdain, how about looking back to grab the nuggets in order to move forward? And you're going to have to put your life in order according to divine time, as opposed to this artificial time that we're trying to disrupt. I am definitely trying to assist in the mission of disrupting artificial time so that people can stop governing themselves by something false, thinking they're failing, thinking they're regressing, thinking that all these different things you don't measure up, comparing yourself to your peers and people in your age group, and I'm too old for this and too young for that, and really come out of that and begin to really experience life. Right? Let's disrupt it. Absolutely. And so we also have some spiritual help, which is the occult, the Skywalker, which makes sense. You're going to explore the unknown. You're going to explore the endless nature of this reality. You're going to do it in wakefulness. That means that you're not going to do it unconsciously. You're going to let any and everything today make you more conscious of yourself, of your belief systems. I'm going to keep quoting this. If you know that 90% of your thoughts are subconscious and unconscious, and about 10% is conscious, wouldn't you want to shift that a little bit? Or you want to stay with 90% unconscious and other people see it and not you, and so then you can't create and manifest what you're trying to create and manifest. You got to really sit and think about what's more important, because your ego will sit there and defend that 10% like it's everything. Your ego will get mad and defend that 10% like there's nothing left in the world but that, and you have a whole 90% of yourself to explore. So you could decide whether or not you want your ego to guide you, or you want to be guided by the power of intelligence, which is also the power of split space, the action of exploring, and the essence of wakefulness. Let the ego go. Who cares what someone thinks about you? What you think about you is creating this reality. What you think about you is governing your experience. And so, if you want to see yourself as a caring individual, then go ahead and learn how to be caring. But don't get mad when you're in a selfish mode and someone calls it out. At least admit, yes, that was selfish, or yes, that was whatever. At least that way you're aware and you could actually do something with it. You can't do nothing with your denial. Ashe, let's continue. We're coming to the end of this crystal moon. I do not want to create with my ego unless it's beneficial. Okay. So here we are. You see, we're on this last week of the crystal moon. The power of dedication, universalizing, and cooperation. So in this final week, you are ripening, or you're bringing things to a close so that you can start anew in a few more days. What things are you bringing to a close? All this month, I've been recording audio for a project that has to do with being encouraged during a life-changing diagnosis. I want to give people my mind and my way of thinking and seeing to enhance and universalize life. I'm bringing that to a close now. What have you been bringing to a close? You're moving, Ashe. So you're closing a chapter of living in a particular location. If you look right here, you see we're on the Dali radioplasma. And let me see, because I had something for this yesterday that I didn't share. The yellow ripens. It brings forward the fruit. That's where we're at in this last crystal moon, the last week or heptad of the crystal moon. There was something else I wanted to show you though. Bear with me right quick. Okay, I don't think I got it down, so I'll continue. What you saw? Did I miss something? Reminding you of the season we're in. We're in the season of the eagle. Are you taking things personally? Nope. You're taking them seriously, yes. But personally, no. That's two different things. Taking it personally is making it about you. Taking an eagle's eye perspective is making it about the dynamic. Oh, the line of glyphs. Okay, I saw it. Okay. When you're taking it personal, you're making it about you. When you're taking an eagle's eye perspective, you're understanding what dynamic is taking place. That's what you're up to. That's what we're up to. All right, next. We're still in the cycle of 52 days, which is the castle of death. Old things are passing away. All things are made new. when you put that in alignment with the eagle's eye perspective, that's the way things are going to pass away, because you need universal truth. And the way that you heal a memory is you go back to the perspective you had when you were 5 or 12 or 13, and you add the universal truth that you didn't have access to, and begin to recreate that story according to universal truth rather than the perspective that you had at the time that it happened. Your perspective is valid, right? But if it's still hindering you and affecting your present reality, it's no longer useful. And that's why you need to go back and apply universal truth. Okay? 5 was interesting. S was interesting. Okay. Let's look at the wave spell. We're coming to the end of this blue storm wave spell right here. We're right there. You have 2 more days. We're going to hit the white dog and the blue knight in the upcoming days. So if you wanted to get ahead of the game, you could go ahead and research the white dog and the knight. Is that the knight? On a monkey. I can't really see. Nope, it's the monkey. I think that's the monkey. So you can research the white monkey, the white dog, and the blue monkey. It's the monkey, okay, to get ahead of the game, so you can understand what's going on over the next 2 days as this wave spell is coming to an end. And then you're going to be going into the yellow human, and that's going to be interesting. I can't wait to talk about the yellow human. Also, I took the opportunity to look at the new moon that we are going into. So once we end this crystal moon that we're in, we're going to be visiting the cosmic moon. And just looking ahead a few days, the cosmic moon is going to be about the power of endurance. So you need to be prepping to endure. And that doesn't mean you're going to endure hardship either. It might mean you're going to need to hold space for yourself or for someone else, or stay put when you really want to jump around or something like that. Or maybe life got you jumping around and you need to keep jumping around. You need to develop your endurance. When we talk about muscular endurance, it's the muscle's ability to hold a contraction for over a period of time. So can you hold the line and not go back and forth, wish and wash, round and round? All right, that's where we're coming in to in a few days. You're going to have the action of transcendence. How are you going to endure? You're going to have to transcend. That's how. We're just looking into the next month. Okay? When we're exercising and you get tired, if you really want to press to the next level, you're going to have to transcend the pain. You're going to have to become greater than the pain. The same thing in this next moon. I'm not saying it's going to be pain. It just may be a situation where you have to overstand more than usual in order to be grounded. A lot of overstanding is coming forward. And the way you overstand is the presence, the essence of your presence. You're not looking to the left, you're not looking to the right, you're not looking too far in the future. You are rolling with however it's rolling. And you're doing it with ease. And you're doing it in flow. I hope that makes sense. So that's what's coming up, just looking ahead. And I'm starting to see the benefit of looking ahead, right? I'm going to start adding the looking ahead to my teachings, looking ahead when we get to the end of the moon or the end of the wave spell or whatever, so we can be prepped for the time that is coming. No, we're not rolling with no punches. Nope. It's not a warfare type of roll. It's a get in the water and roll with the waves, right? And people who roll with the waves are called surfers. They having fun. They standing up on that board. They're balanced. They have endurance. They're riding it. That's what we're doing. It could be a wave of fun. It could be a wave of abundance. It could be a wave of any good thing. We don't know. But one thing you're not going to do is kick against it and talk about, oh, that's too good to be true, because you know y'all can do that. This is too good to be true. I'm just waiting for the shoe to drop. I'm waiting for stuff to hit the fan. It's not too good to be true. It's good and it's here and it's now and you're present. Ashe. That's it. Okay? That's what you're looking forward to. But we're still ending this moon, okay? Don't jump ahead. Finish this moon out. I just wanted you to look, but I want us to finish this moon out. I do that and I can't keep doing that. Yeah. Well, you can, but you won't because you don't want to. It's not beneficial, right? We got to take risks. Life is about some riskiness, informed risk, right? We're not just about to jump into a hot boiling pot, but we might jump into the hot boiling pot if you have the appropriate equipment and you are aware, right? Mm-hmm. All right, so I think that's all I got for today. Everything, let me tell y'all, everything I do is intentional and with awareness because I don't want to look back and be like, how did I get here? That's a feeling I don't enjoy. I want to always know how I got there, and I usually do 99% of the time. I could look back and go, I've been saying this, I've been watching this, it's important for me to do that. It's very important for me to do that because that's how I grow quickly. A lot of times when you don't know how you got to a place, you got to spend time combing through it because there was so much you missed because you were being unintentional, and it takes a long time to understand and a long time to come out of it because now you got to let your pain guide you, and you don't remember things unless it's painful. And you forgot the little details and nuances that happen. I like to be present, and presence helps you to move through and reflect with greater ease. That's what I've learned. But when you're going through just kind of running with the wind and you're passing up everything, you didn't see the stop sign, you didn't see the red light. At least if you see the red light and you ran it, you could say, "Ooh, shoot, I knew I ran that red light. That's why the police is after me." As opposed to, what did I do? Did I do? Is my tag expired? Is my light out? Why is the police? You know? I look back over my life and I think things over. I could truly say, then I've been blessed and I have a testimony. I sure do. Every time I say I've learned, that's my testimony. Yep. All right, that's it. If you want the app that I'm looking at, I have a picture of it right here. I highly suggest it. I don't think the picture wants to sync right now. Oh, I did want to tell y'all that today is a Dali Day, which is a crown chakra. I'm letting that pass. Which is a crown chakra day. The sound of the crown chakra, called the seed mantra, is Om. And I think you're going to look at 963 hertz if you want to listen to some frequencies that are in alignment with that. Greetings, Galactic Storm. How you doing? Okay, y'all. And one more thing. Today is a galactic activation portal. If you look at this whole cycle, this is the Mayan sacred cycle of 260 days. And if you see these dark areas are what's called galactic activation portals. The galactic activation portals are opportunities to plug into heightened frequencies. I said frequencies right? So you could plug into the heightened frequencies of the wave spell, of the season, of the day, of the heptad, whatever it is. It's available to you in a easier way than normal, a more accessible way, I should say, than normal. And you can choose which one you want to plug into. You could choose which one. You could also be asking questions spiritually or energetic questions that you don't have answers for. It's a good opportunity, this creation, to do that. Now, I'm not talking about suspicious inquiries like, is my lover cheating on me? Don't do that. But you can ask, why am I with a lover and I don't trust them? That's what you need to ask. Okay? Yes, so let's get plugged into that. Get you some meditation time in. I'm going to post a hemisync meditation that I've been doing over the last few days, which is absolutely amazing. And hemisync is a technology where they're sending certain different frequencies in each ear, and the goal is to synchronize the hemisphere of the brain so that it's not so scattered. You can feel the difference. You can feel the difference. You could feel the difference. You're going to wonder where this has been your whole entire life, especially if you operate in what they call ADD or ADHD, or some kind of attention difference and variation. You're really going to benefit from that. It's instant. And when I first listened to it, I thought maybe I was just in a good mood. So then I did it again and I said, oh, wow. And then I did it again today and I said, nah, this is doing exactly what it needs to do. And let me tell you what it's like. You know how you feel like you need to rest, but your body is not tired, but your brain is tired. You feel tired mentally. That's because your brain is exhausted. Those neural circuits are burning out, right? So when you hemisync it, it gives you the rest that you've been looking for. You're welcome. And I had heard some people doing this before, and it just escaped my awareness to look it up, but I finally looked it up, and I'm grateful that I did. So I'm going to plug that into the Galactic Timekeeping community on Instagram. All right, and that's it, y'all. So have a beautiful creation. Take your eagle's eye point of view. Be guided by the power of intelligence today. Beautify, be elegant, create some art. That's what I want to hear. Okay, I want to hear your report. Play, be in endlessness, explore and evolve. That's what you on today. All right. Talk to you later.